Today I'm going to show you how you can get up to a 78 times increase in results through a whole new process of exponentially incremental changes that compound over time. And then I'm going to back it up with math. Because very small changes compounded over time can make a huge difference in any area of your business. Views on your YouTube videos, new friends or connections, new daily members to your groups, or new daily sales. So let's take a look at the math. So if we think about a very, very small change, and we'll just start with this, which would be a 1% change. We'll call this on a daily basis. So 0.01, 1.01 times 1.01. So each day we're multiplying an additional 1% change. Now, if we take this out to 30 days, we have what really feels like a minuscule increase. So this is what tends to happen when we're trying to add a little bit, do the same thing every day, waiting for a snowball effect to eventually occur. We get to 60 days here, and we find at 60 days it's only 1.8, but by the time that we get to the 90-day mark, then we're actually up to 2.42, which is again very, very small increase. But now what I want to do is suggest that in the thing that you are trying to optimize for. So whether that's YouTube views, whether that is new daily members, if this is new daily sales, whatever it is that you're attempting to optimize for, let's imagine that we could make a 5% incremental increase in results for each one of those things. So not all of them at the same time, but one day maybe we're working on a thumbnail. Maybe one day we're working on the content. If we're working on sales, one day we're working on the funnel. One day we're making a 5% increase somewhere else. So what happens is when we operate with a 5% increase, then after a 30-day period of time, we end up with a 4x result. So whatever the result that we had at the very beginning, or the number of daily sales or the number of views, it increases by 4 times. If we just keep using that exact same math all the way through to, say, the 61st day, we have an 18 times increase. So if you were working with, say, 100 views a day on YouTube, and what you've probably been doing in the past, what I've done in the past, is say, okay, well, what can we do to bump that to 110 or 125? But if we use this process right here, we could get an 18 times increase from day 1 to day 30, from 100 to 1,800 views. Imagine if you went from getting an average of 100 views or 1,000 views to 1,800 or 18,000 views, not by doing anything special, but by making these little 5% changes. Now imagine that you did that with daily sales coming in. So if the multiple after 60 days is a multiple of 18, if you made these full 5% changes, you might be getting 1 sale a day right now, which feels really, really slim. That could be 18 sales by day. So now let's take a look and move this all the way up to 90. Once again, it's the math. Okay, we just used a formula in here to just keep copying and pasting all the way out. Let's look at the math. This is where we get to a 76 times increase in whatever the result is. So if that's views, if that's sales, if that's daily sales, et cetera, then that's where we get to that number. Obviously, I've played it out with some other numbers. And of course, in your business, you may lie in the 2%, 3%, 4% range. So, like I said, what does this look like in your business? If you're making videos that are getting some number of views, you compare that to an influencer that's getting 100,000 views, the gap seems uncrossable. It doesn't feel like just doing a little bit more will make a big difference. But what if it did? What if you started with, say, 100 views and you did a new video each day and did whatever changes are necessary to increase engagement rate? 5% change here. Tomorrow's video gets a 5% change in the intro speed. The next video is a 5% change in the pacing. You add, say, a 5% increase in external invites to watch the video, say from Facebook, and tomorrow you add 5% from LinkedIn, and tomorrow 5% from school. So when you look at all these different inputs that can be increased, think about doing that with anything you're trying to optimize. New Facebook friends, views on your LinkedIn posts, views on your YouTube videos, new members to your groups, new daily sales. So here's the thing, you've seen the math now, and if you can come up with different areas where you can add 2, 3, 4, 5% to each, and come back a week or two later and add 5% more to something else, how long can you keep that up? The longer you can keep finding a way to add this 5% per day, the faster you can grow. And growth becomes a lot more realistic than just feeling like small changes don't make a difference. I hope this has been helpful. If you want the doc I used, I put it in the groups listed below, and you can use that doc to forecast what happens when you make your own changes.